This camera is so terrible. First off, I want to thank those of you who actually watched my last video of her, if you happen to watch this also. That video actually did a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting like little to no views at all. And thank you for those who liked it and left comments. I don't think I've gotten any negative comments. I got a couple maybe who pointed out that she might be older than I thought she was. Like, to be honest, like getting her, when I got her, I didn't know how old she was. I only had her for like 4 months at that point. But when I got her, she was fairly tiny, and I think she had a bit of a growth spurt. I don't know, maybe the size of mice that I was feeding her were a bit bigger than what they were feeding her over at Snakes at Sunset. And I don't know, maybe that just resulted in a growth spurt. I don't know, but I don't think she's grown that much since I last documented her. I mean, people who see her, not people who see her not as often as I do say that she has definitely grown bigger, but I see her every day, and yeah, I honestly don't notice that much of a growth in her anymore. I don't know, I think that she had a brief growth spurt, and yeah, she might have one again if I upgrade her. If I upgrade the size of the prey that she eats. But yeah, I think that was just a little growth spurt that she had, and she has since slowed down quite a bit. Oh. The camera that I'm shooting her with this time is a little bit better, though it still kind of sucks. At least it captures the colors on her a trillion times better than my other camera did. One person in the comments pointed out that she was a hypo, and no, she's not. I mean, she might have looked a little bit yellow in that light, a bit yellowish in that light that I did in my older video, but as you can see, she isn't really yellow at all. I mean, she might actually look a little bit yellow in this camera as well, but I assure you she's not. Yeah, she is more of a silverish color, and right now she's in her dark phase. What's your fascination with this, huh? What do you want? Oh, look at the gorgeousness of your tail. It looks so much more vibrant in this light than the other one in the other video. You're so pretty. So, I haven't upgraded her prey at all. Her prey size at all. Her prey size is still the exact same as it was. How long ago did I make that video? Like 6 or 7 months ago? Let me see. I had her for 4 months at that point. So maybe it was, yeah, I'd say it's about 8 months ago that I made that video. So she's still eating the same size prey. At that point, I was giving her medium mice, and she still eats that, and she does very well on it. And at first, when I first got her, when she was considerably smaller than she was now, those medium mice did leave a bit of a lump behind, and I've since heard that that's not really the best thing for BCC boas since their since their digestive system is a bit more sensitive than other snake species. What is your fascination? Every time I'm holding her and I have like a screen, like my phone or something close to my face, she always tries to climb on top of it. And when and when she touches the screen, it reacts as if my finger's touching it. Yeah, I've had her accidentally call. I almost had her accidentally call 911. That was yeah. She almost pressed the emergency call button. Anyways, yeah, that might have been a mistake, giving her that large of a prey. But you know, even when she was that small and she was eating medium mice back then, she took it down just fine. I mean, it did leave behind a lump, but she digested it and it passed right through completely fine. And there was never a point where she was regurgitating her meals, because I know that is a bit of an issue regarding BCCs. But yeah, if I were to go back now, I probably wouldn't feed her something that big. I would definitely have stuck to small mice. But thankfully, there was never any issues, and now I think now she's pretty much grown into medium and large mice, and when she eats even large mice, it never leaves behind a lump, and it's perfectly fine. And I've been feeding her that size of prey ever since I got her, which was over a year ago, and yeah, she is doing perfectly fine. I might consider upgrading her meal size pretty soon. I've been thinking, because I know that, you know, with newborn pinky rats, like rat pups, the milk in their stomach, from what I heard, irritates the digestion of these BCC boas. And when she eventually does transition to eating rats, I want it to be probably on weaned rats, so that way there's no risk of the milk in the mouse's system irritating her stomach. So yeah, that might be a little bit while off, because you know, I did compare like a large mouse to a weaned rat size. You know, I'm talking in terms of like gourmet site, like those gourmet packages that you buy at PetSmart and Petco. I don't know. I did compare them side by side, and they are considerably larger than what I have been feeding her so far. So I might wait until she gets a bit bigger around and stuff. I don't want to power feed her, obviously. That is probably one of the worst things you can do, especially with BCC boas. It cuts their lifespan down considerably. And you might think I was wrong for giving her like a medium mice when I first got her. And she was considerably smaller than she is now. But, you know, at least she took those down pretty well, and, you know, she had her growth spurt from eating a larger meal, from eating larger meals, and now her growing has slowed down considerably, and she's doing fine. And yeah, you guys tell me if she does look bigger than the one in that video. I'm not sure. It's kind of difficult to get her to stretch out. She doesn't really like being on the ground when I hold her. When she's like on the ground, even if she's up against the wall, she's very, very tense. I've noticed. She likes to have like things to cling on to. She hates being in open spaces. And nothing about her attitude has changed either. She is still the sweetest snake I've ever owned, probably. Not one hiss, not one bite. Not a single problem getting her out of her enclosure. When I first got her, I did try to hook train her, even though I think that wasn't necessary. Like, if she starts to become food aggressive, like, every time I open up her tub, she thinks that a meal's about to happen. If that eventually happens, then I'll probably consider hook training her, but I don't think there's a reason to right now, since she's not really aggressive at all. So, like, with a hook trainer, and I don't think that would make much of a difference. Because the majority of the time that I put my hand in her tub, it's to take her out and not feed her. So, yes. You are just so adorable, Skye. Alright, I know I just said that she hates being in pretty much in open spaces. But I'm doing this just for the sake of showing you how long she is. I don't think she's hit the 3-foot mark yet. It's really windy outside. If I can hear it. I don't think she's hit the 3-foot mark yet. I think she's pretty close, but yes, I don't think she is that large yet. I upgraded her terrarium, and it's around 3 feet. Actually, it's exactly 3 feet long. And when she stretches out fully in her terrarium, I don't think she touches all the. I don't think she touches the end. So yeah, she's almost there, but not quite there yet. But yeah, you guys tell me if she looks bigger to you. I think she has grown a bit since the last video, but you know, since I see her every day, I don't really notice it. So yes, you guys tell me. I might just be completely blind, and you guys think that she has grown like a lot, but you know, since I see her every day, like, I'm hard pressed to notice. So you know, even though she hates like having nothing to cling on to, she doesn't really seem that stressed out right now. I can tell, like, even though she's a very, very calm snake, I can tell when she is a bit stressed out. Like, her body will tense up and she'll cling on for dear life, and she'll move really, really fast just to try to get somewhere safe. But she never ever bites and never ever hisses. Like, if it comes down to flight or flight with her, like, if it comes down to flight or fight with her, it's always flight. So at least that's what my guess would be. You are just so cute. She is so calm, so cute. And I think in this video you can definitely see her peaks better. I know, like, for Guyana, you know, some BCCs, like Peruvians and Guyanas, their peaks aren't known to be that defined, like, not as defined as Suriname's. But yeah, she does have her peaks, as you can see. Not on all of her saddles, but definitely on these top rows. That's definitely the signature Guyana look right there. And she's definitely the signature color as well. You guys tell me, because I'm bad at distinguishing colors. Is this like more of a silver color or more of a cream color? Like, I know I said this camera's pretty terrible, but, you know, at least the colors are more accurate, like, much, much more accurate. I'm looking at her right now, and I'm looking at her through the camera screen, and it's pretty much the same. But yeah, you guys tell me if you guys see this video. Tell me if she's like more of a silver color or more of a cream color. Hello. There's her nice tail. Looks so bright and shiny and iridescent. Yeah, I love her in sunlight. She is so pretty. Oh. So yeah, that was the 1 year update on Skye, the Guyana BCC. I've had her for a year. It's been such a pleasure taking care of her. And I'm expecting another snake too. I'm thinking of getting a bull snake and a Borneo python. You know, a Borneo short tail. Like in the next couple of months. I'll be sure to document videos of when I get them. But yeah, this is Skye. She's doing perfect. And she did have a bit of a growth spurt in the beginning, but her growing has slowed down considerably since the video I've made. And yes. I don't know, maybe when will your next growth spurt be, girl? I know, like, I don't know if snakes usually have growth spurts. Maybe, like, when you upgrade their prey size, but, she definitely did. So, yes, that was my little update on her. Thank you guys for watching if you happen to stumble across this. And I appreciate all my feedback on the other video of her. It did much better than I expected, of course. Yeah. Bye. She doesn't want to see you go.